birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Bella, for being a part of our team and to Team Impact for making this partnership possible. And now at this time, the team is presenting Bella with her birthday gift. Happy birthday, Bella. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, it's been a rocky couple of games here recently for the Tufts Jumbos volleyball team, but tonight they're looking to turn the tides as they take on the United States Coast Guard Academy at Cousins Gymnasium. Thank you for coming to our broadcast here on Tufts JumboCast. I am Andrew Howe, joined here by my colleague Jordan Burke, and as I said earlier, we got a really exciting matchup today. Tufts University Volleyball has gone 3-4 in their past 7 matches, looking to make a shift in their winning streak as they go up against the Coast Guard today.
Yeah, and it's going to be one heck of a competition here. Coast Guard is coming off of a 6-game win streak. So while that win streak might have come from playing a couple of lesser teams, we'll say, was the win record against those teams are pretty in the middle. This Tufts team will have to face a team on a massive win streak that has been playing very well for their past couple of games.
Absolutely. Tufts coming in at 9-4. Coast Guard coming in at 12-4. Going over into this game, a lot of really great things here. We're about to get underway. Some of the starting lineups are being announced. And just overall, Jordan, this is a jumbo team that was ranked in the top 25 to start off the year, but after that has started to struggle a little bit more. After going undefeated, they've fallen out of the top 25, and this is their opportunity with a 3-game span this weekend to really prove themselves to the rest of the world.
Yeah, part of why they might have dropped off has been the couple of injuries they're being played by. They're dealing with a couple of problems when it comes to people like Grace Legree and Janelle Yarwood, all disappearing for a brief period in time. Jennifer Ryan missing some time too. But hopefully we have to see them come back today, and we'll see if they play well. One of the other issues that we've been seeing with the Jumbo is that so one of the other problems that we've been seeing when it comes to the Jumbos is that they have a lot of very strong players that have been in a bunch of different positions. Like, they're dealing with a 3-setter situation where they have 3 setters who all very well could be starting on this team. We don't know who exactly we're going to see come out today or whether or not they're all going to be playing their usual positions. For example, we have Riley Farragher, who usually is playing setter/right side, but we might just see her come out as one of those two positions today.
As we take a look at the starting lineup, the teams are almost ready to get us started here in Cousins Gymnasium. For the Jumbos, it looks like we have Cora Cunningham, Riley Farragher, Brittany Bennett, Grace Legree, Maddie Yu, Stephanie Lee, and of course Kate Dessler. So we're still seeing Audette in that starting lineup. Janelle Yarwood will come off the bench to start this one off, as well as Jennifer Ryan. Both have been away for some periods of time, going to try to ease their way back into the rotation today.
They're going to be major cogs in the machine that is this Tufts Jumbos lineup. We're going to see them come in and hopefully create a major impact when it comes to this team. We saw them earlier in their hitting lines pre-game. Every single Jumbo was just mashing balls left and right. I think we're going to see what I expect to be a very offensive-heavy game coming from both sides of the net here. A lot of kills, a lot of points, high scoring, and honestly, what's going to be the big difference maker here isn't who's coming out and hitting better, it's whose defense is going to be showing up and performing better.
And on the other side, for the Coast Guard Academy, it's really a two-man show here, Jordan. We're going to be focusing a lot on Amanda Dake, the right side, and Noelle Tursky, the setter, going to be responsible for a majority of the points going forward today.
Yeah, those two are one heck of a duo. You have Amanda Day coming into the day with 212 kills over those 16 games. That's a team high. And you have Noelle Tursky, who, if you take a look at her historically, just seems to be able to do it all.
We're about to get underway here at Cousins Gymnasium. It's Coast Guard versus Tufts. Maddie Yu, the setter, will start us off. Here we go. Amanda Dake will take the first hit of the game, recovered by Kate Dessler. Maddie Yu going to find the left side, and Christine Audette with the soft hit. Once again, Tursky to take, blocked a little bit by Farragher, and it looked like a double touch. First point of the game going to the Coast Guard.
Yeah, see, that was some of the stuff that I was talking about, where we have that Dake and Tursky setup, and it looks like that is going to be what they're going to roll with today. You saw she got the majority of the passes there, which ended up netting them the point.
Dake now on the serve. Libero Stephanie Lee will take the first recovery, and there's Grace Legree.
And welcome back to the lineup, Grace Legree. Coming off of that injury, she's coming back very strong, starting off with an absolute bounce. Expected the Jumbos to have a little bit of difficulty with that jump serve, but they handled it perfectly and got the point.
Christine Audette, 17 kills in the last game. Back to serve. It will be France picking it up.
And out
That's
of
a kill
bounds
over to
the
Bella
hit goes.
Fleers.
Oh, yeah, point out of bounds, out of bounds. So hit went out of bounds there. She didn't really have much to do with that. You had a block coming in from Dessler and Legree, which took away the majority of the court. She tried to take that hard angle and couldn't find inbounds for that point for them.
Audette will try again from the service line. It'll be Galdamez on the attack. Audette with the dig. Maddie Yu, who will she find this time? It's Riley Farragher from the right side, and she finds the floor.
Yeah, that's another one of the duos here that I expect to be good. You got Dake and Tursky on one side of the net, Yu and Farragher on the other. Both of these outside, right side setter combos.
Quick run here for Christine Audette and the rest of the Jumbos. Galdamez gets blocked on the outside. Farragher picks up another point for Tufts.
Actually, that block went out of bounds, off of her hands and out. That's going to become a point for the Coast Guard there. A little hard to see from our angle, but did go out of bounds. She had the block covered, though.
Score is 3-2. Julianne Barkle's on the serve, and it flies out of bounds. Tufts will regain possession here, 4-2.
We'll call that a lucky break. Some of these Coast Guard girls have some really impressive serves. To get one that flies out of bounds is going to be very good. Let's see if they can run with it.
Here's Grace Legree, 8 service aces on the season. Try to make it 9. Not going to happen this time. Dake with the receive, but
or
just a little bit too far.
Or maybe it will. That will be an ace for Grace Legree here. That's 2 points for her alone right now. 1 kill, 1 service ace. Let's see if she can keep that run going.
Score is 5-2 in favor of the Jumbos. Legree will not get another ace there. Not going to crack that double-digit mark just yet. Coast Guard will regain the ball as Stephanie Lee will re-enter the game for Grace.
Grace Legree had a very interesting idea there, though. She was trying to put that ball down the line where there was this massive gap, as we see Carmen Zip, one of the defensive specialists for this Coast Guard team, come in to serve.
Audette with the receive. Maddie Yu going to find Kate Dessler right in the middle, partially blocked, recovered by the Coast Guard. Audette again. Maddie Yu looking to the left side again. Kate Dessler goes right into France's arms. Nice recovery there by Tursky. Over again is Galdamez. Maddie Yu looking for Kate Dessler with a softer hit. Going to be recovered nicely enough. France this time back to Galdamez. Recovered again by France. Sophia Galdamez again, but it's out of bounds. Nice rally.
I think Galdamez got a little scared there. The last time she tried to take that big hit, went right into the arms of Riley Farragher. Seeing a block like that, recovering it was a great job by her, but she was a little scared trying to go for the swing again, so she tried to go for this little roll shot up over the block and missed it and sent the ball out of bounds.
Jennifer Ryan has entered the game, and Riley Farragher back to serve. Score is 6-3 in favor of the Tufts Jumbos here in the first set of action. Farragher back to serve. France tries to receive, but it flies out of bounds. Another service ace, this time for Riley Farragher.
So we're seeing some interesting things here. We're seeing Jennifer Ryan, who we've usually seen in more of a middle blocker position, come into play right side, and Cora Cunningham, who is doing a great job sustaining the middle position while both Grace Legree and Jennifer Ryan were under injury in that middle. She's worked her way into lineup, so she's staying there as we have a credible point going on.
Galdamez receiving a lot of attention here. Great block in the middle by Cora Cunningham, leading the team in blocks this year, doing a spectacular job in that play.
And it is that blocking capability that she just demonstrated along another person who's been putting up a lot of blocks in Jennifer Ryan, which is why both of them have these spots in these lineups.
Riley Farragher on the serve again. France. This time the attack will go over to Dake in the backside. Farragher to Cunningham in the middle. Recovered again after a partial block. Kate Dessler will get the final hit over. Recovered by Ziff. This time Tursky to the middle for Atkinson. Jennifer Ryan is going to go up to Dessler. Goes back over to the Jumbo side of the court. Farragher tries to get it over, but point goes over to Coast Guard.
Yeah, what we just saw was a little bit of a hustle play where you see Farragher running up and down the court, playing setter while she's serving, something that we usually see her do as she can play both setter and right side. What we saw a little bit there, which I think we might be seeing a lot of, is we see kills trying to go and sets trying to go towards Kate Dessler to get those kills. Remember, she is 3 off of 150 on the season.
Rel Zedrick has entered the game, 13 assists away from 1,000 on her career.
We just have a little delay here as they try and get the subs down in the book. I've done the book before in the past. I know how tricky it can be. We'll give them all the time that they need. But we are seeing something interesting. Zedrick coming in for Farragher tells me that she will be setting in the back row, having Farragher play that front row hitting position for her.
Lauren Hadfield back to serve for the Bears. Audette with the receive. Zedrick finds Jen Ryan, but a nice block in the middle.
And there's Noelle Tursky, one of the stars for this Coast Guard team, finding a solo block there. No assist needed. She had that one locked up herself.
And you have Tursky listed as a setter, but she can really do it all, Jordan.
Oh, yeah, no, her freshman year coming in with over 500 assists as a setter alone, plus 240 kills. I mean, you can only wonder what that means her stats would have looked like if she was on one side in specific.
Great attack by Kate Dessler there, finding the back line.
For those of you keeping a track, that is now 2 away for 150 on the season for Kate Dessler.
Kate Dessler, one of the stars of this Jumbo team. Tri-captain going back to serve. Ziff with the receive. Nice recovery by Tursky, but it's a bit too far for Hatfield to get back over. Tufts are the first to double digits. I'm
curious what they're going to say there for timeout being taken by the Coast Guard there. I'm curious what the people keeping stats are going to say for that one. In my day, we would have called that one an ace, as the other team had no recognizable control over the ball. You saw one pass that was shanked off to the side, an attempt to save it, and the third contact ultimately could not go over. That's an ace in my book.
See Coach Mark Thomas here for Coast Guard calling a quick timeout early in this first set. And it seems, Jordan, that some of the approach that Coast Guard has elected to go so far in this game is a little bit different than we might have expected. We're seeing Sophia Galdamez be the primary offensive focus here instead of Amanda Dake. And right now that's not working out for them.
I think that has a little bit to do with the rotation that they chose to start off with. They started off by having Dake be the first one to serve. So they did not start with the serve. The second that they get a point back, Dake comes back to serve. I get why she had that incredible jump serve that we're going to see throughout this series. But when she's such an offensive tool, I question whether or not that actually is the right move.
Yeah, Amanda Dake has just been unreal for the Coast Guard Bears so far.
Well, she's back in the front row here.
10-5 Tufts as we exit the timeout. Kate Dessler back to serve again. Going to try to extend the Jumbo lead to 6. Hatfield with the receive. This time Tursky is going to find Atkinson. Elizabeth Atkinson with the first kill of the game.
See, that's an awkward situation to be in if you're the Jumbos. You have the setter in the front row, which means that when that ball is looking like it come over, she can go up and just throw it down. Or knowing the kind of player that Tursky is, she could have easily taken a swing there.
Kayla France, the libero, back to serve here for Coast Guard. Stephanie Lee with the receive. Zedric with an underhanded set up to Audette on the left side. Recovered by the Coast Guard. Tursky's going to find Dake. Really great dig by Stephanie Lee. They're going to find Kate Dessler on the pipe attack this time. Tursky going to find Dake again. Nice recovery there by Audette. Jennifer Ryan on the right side finds a kill for Tufts.
See, that's a great point for Tufts there. Like I said, this isn't going to be a battle of offenses. We know both teams have a solid offense. It's going to be a battle of defense, and there it is. Stephanie Lee coming up with a huge dig off of a very strong hit from Amanda Dake.
Stephanie Lee, after a spectacular play, will go back to serve. Ziff on the receive. Once again, Dake from the left side.
Finds the line. Ooh, I don't know about that one. From our angle, it looked like that ball might have gone out of bounds, but regardless, you have to respect that. Dake, an incredible player, finding the line, taking that shot, getting Coast Guard the point. We'll see if the Jumbos can recover from it.
Bella Flieger has entered the game for Carmen Ziff. And it'll be Tursky on the serve. Stephanie Lee with the set this time. Going to find Christine Audette. Here's France up to Dake. Tried to block there by Legree and Ryan, but the point goes to Coast Guard.
Yeah, so if I were a coach in this situation for the Tufts Jumbos, I would say that the ball is never going to go anywhere other than to Amanda Dake when she's in this front row. I think they can cheat the block over a little bit and try and better help themselves in this situation to get that point back.
Light serve here by Tursky. Jen Ryan tries to get the attack, but it finds the net. Coast Guard has pulled themselves to within 2.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of thing's going to happen when you have one sort of an offensive weapon that is playing very well at the moment. Tufts, more well-rounded of a team. I think that they can try and go for some sort of a play in the middle, and that would hopefully get them the point back.
Solid run so far for Noelle Tursky. Going to try again. Grace Legree on the receive this time on the short serve. Christine Audette, what a haymaker of an attack, finds
I would just like to say that I called that. I did indeed predict a hit from the middle, and that's Christine Audette, who has been filling in this position as an outside hitter while some of the other outside hitters for the Jumbos have been gone, and she has worked her way into this lineup, playing very well for the past couple of games and continuing to play well today.
Maddie Yu re-entering the lineup to go for the serve on the backside. Dake with the receive. They're going to go right back to her. Not recoverable by Dessler. Point again to Coast Guard.
Yeah, so we saw a little bit of a trick play there. The Jumbo's idea was serve to Dake, try and give her a serve that's going to make her come out of the ability to hit. But she gave a great pass, and they set her high up in the middle, which gives her the entire court of vision to swing.
A close first set here between the Tufts Jumbos and the Coast Guard Bears. Service error there for the Bears. Jumbos will regain possession here up 13-10.
See, we have a close match coming in here, but if the Bears cannot figure out how to keep getting these serves over and in bounds, then the Jumbos should be able to just run away with this one. As we see Kate Dessler return to the front row. This is where the Jumbos want to get a lot of points back.
Galdamez with the receive. Tursky going to find the left side this time. This time up to Dessler. Recovered by Lee off the block. Maddie Yu going over to Grace Legree with a light touch. Tursky this time finds Dake on the backside. Nice dig by Audette. Maddie Yu will find Kate Dessler again. A lighter hit, tries to find the spot. But a nice recovery again by Coast Guard. The attack from Dake was just a little short as it hits the net.
So I'm noticing a little bit of a trend here from Coast Guard. They are fully pulling their defense towards that outside, trying to block Kate Dessler. She's doing the best that she can with 3 people on her at all times and keeps getting points.
Coast Guard going to try again. Galdamez from the left side. Maddie Yu tried to go for it, but was not able to get it up.
There seemed to be a little bit of miscommunication as to where the set was going to go there. I personally think just stick to the outside the whole time, but the Jumbos seem to have another plan in mind. I'm not going to disagree with them. They did the best that they could there. Maddie Yu tried to pick up that ball.
Barcoles with the serve. Maddie Yu going to find Kate Dessler. Nice recovery there. Going to find the left side. Christine Audette with a nice dig. Maddie Yu to Riley Farraker. Nice dig from Amanda Dake. Galdamez with a light touch finds Dessler on the opposite side. Maddie Yu up to Riley Farraker. Bit of miscommunication by Coast Guard, but they're going to be okay. Galdamez gets a nice block by Grace Legree, and Kate Dessler with another attack. It's been a long rally so far. Tursky trying to find Galdamez again. A lighter touch. Was it a double? Was not called by the referees. Kate Dessler gets it over, and Coast Guard cannot recover.
That's a little bit of an interesting way to end the point there. We saw a lot of hard hits, but ultimately it is one of those lighter roll shots out of Kate Dessler that nets her what is that, second kill of the game? 1 away from 150 for those keeping track.
Tufts needs 10 more points to take the first set. Grace Legree on the serve. Atkinson tries to do the attack, but it's blocked by Cunningham. We'll try again. Cunningham gets it back up. Farragher almost tries to save the point, but it runs just out of Kate Dessler's hands. And once again, Coast Guard regain control.
So that's one of those sticky situations where you have your middle serving, and usually in a play like that where the ball's low but right towards where the libero would be, they're usually the setter out. So I think everyone was expecting Stephanie Lee to be there and pick up that ball, but she was not on the court for that play.
Carmen Ziff with 177 digs so far this season is back to serve. Christine Audette to Maddie Yu, up to Cora Cunningham, partially blocked, and Dake will pick it up. Setter dump on the backside. Christine Audette is going to be the third one over. Here's France, going to find Tursky again. Up. Oh, what a shot.
So
Sophia Galdamez.
Great swing there, but that's one of those plays that we saw a lot of scrap coming out from both sides. You see Tursky going for the dump. We see Maddie Yu diving in, picking up the ball, and Jumbo's eventually being able to get that ball over, but it's still the same problem where they're not having enough hands over blocking that outside.
Ziff with a service error.
Not something you want to see after a big point like that, giving the ball back up after a missed serve. Hopefully the Jumbos can take it back here. They're in one of their stronger rotations with arguably 3 of their better hitters up there.
Marley Farragher most likely acting as setter here on this rotation, but won't be there for long as she hits one into the net.
Yeah, so we're going to see Zedrick come back in, play the setter position. Wonder what's going to come out of this rotation here. If I had to take a guess here, I'd want to see a trick play if I were the Jumbos here. Try and get something going in the middle, maybe a stack where you have the middle go up, bait the block, and then you have Kate Dessler come in and just drop the hammer on amazing kill.
Lauren Hatfield with a dig so far this game. Tries to pull Coast Guard within 1 on the serve. And she will. Christine Audette could not recover. Service ace.
All of these Coast Guard members seem to be having a jump float unless you're Amanda Dake, in which case you have a normal jump serve. And these serves are coming in hard, and the Jumbos are doing well so far to match up to the strength of those serves, but we'll see if they can keep it going.
Stephanie Lee with the receive. Ariel Zedrick to Kate Dessler. What a shot from the left side.
What a way to put 150 up on the season. No block in her way down the line. She turns her body in, swing down the line, off of the pass. Point Jumbos.
And it'll be Kate Dessler on the serve. Hatfield, Tursky, up to Dake. Cross shot will get picked up by Audette. They're going to try to find the middle this time. Atkinson with a nice shot, and Zedrick tries to get it, and Jen Ryan could not get it after it hit the net.
Yeah, after the ball came off of Jen Ryan, it hit the antenna, putting it out of play. So even if the Jumbos could manage to get a third touch there, it wouldn't have been eligible to go over the net. Interesting move by the Coast Guard there to go into a middle hit. I think the Jumbos were expecting Amanda Dake on such a perfect set to her position to come in and take the swing.
Kayla France on the serve. Zedrick with a nice touch.
And no one is
over.
there. Massive hole. Cora Cunningham finds it, puts the ball over there. Point for the Jumbos, giving them a 2-point lead and 7 away from closing out this close set.
It's been a back and forth first set here. Lots of long rallies, a couple of aces so far. It's going to be an exciting end here. Stephanie Lee on the serve. Covered by Hatfield. Tursky going to find Dake with a soft touch, and it hits the line.
Interesting calls here. It seems like the refs were in a little bit of confusion. The ball looked out. One of the line judges calls it a tip, while the refs standing at the net are choosing to call a net call on Jennifer Ryan. Overall, point goes to the Coast Guard.
Coast Guard looking to tie it up here. Tursky on the serve. Audette a little bit too hard. We'll get it over. Zedrick this time finds Grace Legree. Nice recovery by Hatfield. Dessler on the dig. Who will Zedrick find this time? It's Jennifer Ryan.
This is what we were talking about earlier with the Jumbos having this incredible offensive line where they can put really any one of the 7 main people that we have seen come in and play in this front row throughout their season. Any one of them can come in. All of them are offensive weapons. Ball could go anywhere, anytime, and that's got to be hard as the Coast Guard defense to try and pick up where the set's going.
Tufts maintaining a small lead here. It is 2 at the moment. Maddie Yu re-entering the game. Hatfield to Tursky, up to Dake.
She hits it out of bounds. So what the Jumbos are trying to do here is they're challenging Amanda Dake to hit line as Coast Guard calls a timeout. But as I was saying, they're challenging Amanda Dake to turn and hit that ball to the line. It is a very thin line, very difficult shot to hit. They move the block in. They're taking away any shot that puts her on a hard angle, across the court, deep shot, all of those out of play as we have some very big blocks coming in from the Jumbos, challenging her to take that line shot, which most of the time she'll probably miss.
And you can see it in some of the statistics so far here. While Amanda Dake does have 5 kills, has 2 errors on 14 attempts for a hitting percentage of about 214. So a little bit below average, I would say, in terms of hitting percentage. Always wants to try to get it up. I think her average is around 250. So for the most part, the Jumbos are doing a good job in trying to stop that offensive powerhouse. But you're not going to stop every one of Amanda Dake's attacks. Some of them are going to get through.
Yeah, and I think what the Jumbos mentality has to be here is 2 for 1. If you can take away 2 points from her on hitting and give up 1, that's going to put you ahead of the game the whole time. Ideally, you take away all of them, but I think settling on a 2 for 1 mentality and then coming back with some service aces of your own and running some strong offensive plays is going to net the Jumbos this win. 5 points away from taking the first set as we come out of the timeout.
It is 20 Tufts, 17 Coast Guard. We're back in the original rotation here as Maddie Yu will be back to serve. Coast Guard playing with 4 on the backside, making sure that they get this receive. Hatfield up to Tursky towards the middle this time. And Maddie Yu will find Grace Legree in the middle. Tursky up to Dake with a nice jump. Audette with the dig. Maddie Yu up to Riley Farragher. She finds the open spot.
Riley Farragher with an incredible hit there. This is why she's playing that front row right side position. She has established herself as one of the main hitters on this Tufts lineup.
Jumbo's looking to build a run here off of Maddie Yu's serve. Hatfield to Tursky. Looking for Dake again. Partially blocked, but a nice dig by Stephanie Lee. Riley Farragher from the right side again will get blocked by Dake. Up to Audette from the opposite position. Tursky from the back, it's Hatfield, but it hits the net.
And rolls over, falling down, point for the Coast Guard. You hate to see it after some incredible plays there. Oops, someone's down with an injury. Can't quite see the number. From the looks of it, trainers are taking a look at her knee. If I had to take a guess as to what happened, she probably ran into the side pole. While it is padded, the padding doesn't do a whole lot when you're running in with force against a metal pole. Not an injury you like to see. Hate to see it.
Hope everything's okay on the Coast Guard side.
Looks like they're going to try and get her up, but she does not look like she's capable of getting up on her own. Most likely we will see her come out of the game.
It'll be Julianne Barcoles trying to make her way back. Never want to see an injury like this in a game so close.
Especially when it's one of their rising players.
Barcoles with 20 kills so far on the season, 14 blocks in total, and it'll be interesting to see who Coast Guard decides to bring back in after that.
She's seen a lot of playing time here. I think we're seeing Mary Sweet come in for Coast Guard here. She's played in a couple of games this season herself. One of the captains of this team. She's got 18 kills, 2 blocks on the season. Interestingly enough, surprised we didn't see her in the lineup, as in their last game they played, she recorded 4 blocks herself. Now, while we do hate to see the injury, we are excited to see what's going to happen here.
Coast Guard's not in a bad position. They got Amanda Dake on the serve, one of the strongest servers here for this lineup. 45 service aces on the year, looking to cut the lead to 2. Dessler on the receive, very high up into the air. Stephanie Lee going to find Dessler from the back. Picked up by France. Tursky hits the net, point to Coast Guard.
So it was an interesting tactic there. They went to the right side for the hit. Jumbo's a little bit unexpected on that, but it looked like Christine Audette was able to take care of the block herself. Unlucky for her, it comes off of her hands, up and out of bounds. 2-point lead for the Jumbos.
Dake tries again. Once again, Dessler with the recovery. Setter dump by Maddie Yu is recovered nicely by the Coast Guard.
Oh.
Tried to get the third hit over, but the angle was just not right.
So we see Kayla France, libero for Coast Guard, reading the dump, or maybe a little bit of an off read there. She dove in, she got the ball up, but all of the contacts that followed it just didn't do her any help there. Smart play out of Maddie Yu as we see Christine Audette come back for the serve. 3
points from the game, 3 points from the tie. Galdamez with the receive. This time it's Mary Sweet over. Maddie Yu looks to try to get it, but a violation on the Tufts side means that the Coast Guard Bears will pick up another point.
That was just an awkward sort of a tip. The Jumbos dove in, tried to get that ball, and on the collapse, when the ball came out to Grace Legree in the middle, she tried to do her best to set up anyone in the back row for a swing. Double contact out of her hand, point for the Coast Guard.
Coast Guard looking for life here. Grace Legree with an absolute monster of an attack in the middle.
And there she is, making up for losing the point on the last one. She said, I'm not happy with that double touch. Let me get the swing here. She comes in, running a play out of the middle, up, down, point Jumbos.
Legree now back to serve. Tufts find themselves within 2.
Seems to be a little bit of confusion at the desk. I think that might be with the libero tracking as Grace Legree goes back to serve for herself and Stephanie Lee comes out of the game.
3-point lead for Tufts. Dake with the receive. Tursky this time finds Galdamez. Audette with the dig. Dessler from the left side. It's out of bounds.
Ooh, interesting idea to go for the line shot there. I mean, no block up there. You can take whatever swing you want. The line was definitely open. I think she could have gone for a little bit more of a safe shot there, taken the angle, just tried to keep the rally going until they get a better offensive matchup, maybe something on the right side or from the middle. 2-point lead for the Jumbos, 2 points away from winning. Carmen Ziff back to serve.
Audette with the receive. Maddie Yu, this time finding Riley Farraker from a bit farther than anticipated. Finds its way out of bounds. The Bears are within 1.
23-22, close game. The ball coming off of Farragher's hands, helicoptering, spinning sideways. So one of the great things about volleyball is a little bit of physics plays into it. The needle on like where you pump in the air is the heaviest part of the ball. You can kind of use that and play around that kind of a tactic to manipulate the ball to go where it wants to go. When it's spinning around sideways, the ball's not really going to fall, so it's just going to float out of bounds. That same exact principle is what can be applied to serves too. Keep the needle on the bottom of the ball, it's going to drop quicker. It gets you some of those shorter serves in. It gets you a little bit more scarier of a serve too.
And Cora Thompson wants a timeout here. The Jumbos still find themselves with the lead, but it's 23-22. Want to make sure that the momentum does not get out of hand, because it looks like Tufts wants to end this before the deuce is even thought of occurring.
The goal out of this timeout is to try and ice the server, get her a little bit frozen, get her to think a little bit more about what her next move is going to be, and it's a little bit of that overthinking mentality that can end up netting the Jumbos the point off of a missed serve or Ziff missing her marks, putting it directly into passing position for any one of the Tufts defenders here, which ultimately would result in a great set and then great kill.
Carmen Ziff on the serve. Expect to see a lot out of Atkinson and Galdamez here with Dake in the back. Christine Audette again with the receive. Maddie Yu finds Kate Dessler in the middle. Recovered by Ziff.
And blocked by Farragher. So we saw a little bit of a faster tempo play come out there from the Jumbos. Although it was a tip and not a hit, still a little bit unexpected. You see Ziff diving in to make a play there. And you see a sort of an offset from Tursky there as she tries to push it out to Galdamez, who ultimately tips it into the block of Riley Farragher.
Jumbos finding themselves at set point here. Ariel Zedrick back to serve. Going to try and take this and take this series to a 1-0.
Coming in for her first serve here. Usually we see Riley Farragher serve out of this position. Zedrick's going to come in and
jump float. Dake with the recovery. Tursky finds the middle. Atkinson gets blocked.
And double contact going over from Kayla France. Looks like the Coast Guard was a little bit off there, not knowing what exactly to do as the point goes to the Jumbos and the set goes to them as well.
1-0 Tufts Jumbos as the first set has concluded. Well, tonight is Team Impact Night here at Cousins Gymnasium. It's a great organization that does some great things, and we've got a short video to highlight some of the work that they do. Take a look.
We've learned a lot from him, and we've probably learned more from him than he's learned from us.
I think they're a real important part in my life. I can't describe it. It feels amazing.
Team Impact is a national nonprofit that connects kids living with serious and chronic illness with college athletic teams, forming lifelong bonds and life-changing outcomes.
Break it! Break it! favorite subject?
Math.
When you spread the word about Team Impact, you have the power to change lives.
Team Impact was founded in 2011 by Tufts alumni Jay Calden, Dan Kraft, Chris Herman, Dan Walsh, and Robert Tishman. Tufts University currently has 8 incredibly young teammates that are matched with our varsity athletic teams, including Emily with the women's soccer team, Caden with men's ice hockey, Luke with men's basketball, Cooper with baseball, Aiden with men's soccer, Sam with football, RG with swimming and diving, and of course Bella with women's volleyball. Since 2011, there have been 14 different Tufts athletic teams matched with 20 amazing kids through Team Impact. In fact, the former match for the football team, Zach Cummings, is now a first year at Tufts, serving as the manager for the Jumbo's football team this fall. There are also 8 Tufts Impact Fellows on campus at Tufts this year, including Angela Alabrandi, a graduate student on the Tufts women's basketball team, Trevor Spence, a senior on the men's hockey team, and Stephen Michaels and Shane Reiner, both sophomores on the Tufts football team. The Tufts Athletic Department recently signed an official partnership with Team Impact, signaling the commitment of both organizations to the establishment and nurturing of a long-lasting relationship. If you want to learn more about Team Impact and what they do, check them out at www.teamimpact.com.
And in case you missed it earlier, our own women's volleyball Team Impact representative Bella Padilla is celebrating her 14th birthday today with the team. Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday, Bella. And I'm sure she was happy to see a Tufts victory here in that first set. It was a bit closer than many might have expected, but a victory is a victory nonetheless. Scores get reset. Tufts going to try to build on the momentum that they had started to go towards the end of the set and work towards that second set victory.
I wonder if we're going to see some changes in the Tufts lineup coming out here. It was a closer set, and they might come and stick with the same sort of a lineup, but like we did say, they have a bunch of offensive weapons that might end up coming in here. Looks like we're starting with the same 6 as last time, however.
Carmen Ziff for Coast Guard. Going for the serve. Coast Guard gets the first serve here in the second set. It's 1-0 Tufts. Farragher on the first receive of the match. Grace Legree tries to go over, recovered by Dake on the backside. Galdamez gets blocked by Riley Farragher and Grace Legree.
So we see a different lineups, like a different rotation coming out for Coast Guard here. They start with Amanda Dake in the back row. She's one rotation away from coming into the front. So we have Sophia Galdamez in the front, who took a swing right into the block of Riley Farragher.
First point of the second set. Going over to the Tufts Jumbos, Christine Audette back to serve. It's Ziff. Over to Tursky. Galdamez cannot get the kill. Maddie Yu to the middle again, finding Grace Legree again. Getting the point again is Grace Legree.
Tip right into the middle of the court. We see both players on the end in Ziff and France trying to dive in and get that there. Cover the hole in the center. Couldn't get there in time. Great tip.
Small run opening up here for Tufts. Christine Audette on the serve. Tursky is going to find Galdamez again, but it's out of bounds. Tufts find themselves up with an early 3-0 lead.
I saw Galdamez's eyes there for a second. She looked right in front of her, only to see the hands of Farragher and Legree. She tries for this hard angle shot, hits the top of the net, and comes out of bounds. Dessler there to cover. Probably wouldn't have been a kill anyway.
Jumbo's trying to make it 4 straight. Ziff again with the receive. Tursky to the middle. This time Atkinson cannot get it over with a nice block by Grace Legree. Out of bounds once more. Tufts get another point.
Tufts blocking game coming out in this set as they start off with a 4-point run. That is blocks from all 3 of the players up there right now. Farragher, Legree, and Dessler as Audette goes to serve for her 5th point in a row.
Tursky had to move a little bit from the backside. It is Dake this time. Maddie Yu up to the right side this time. Riley Farragher, and France touches it. Point again going to Tufts.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. It looked like she might have been going to stick her hand up to call it out, and it ends up hitting her hand, and timeout called, much needed, as this defense is not playing well for the Coast Guard right now.
And for a first set that ended 25-23, this is not the start that Coast Guard wanted. They want to try and build off of some of the close plays that they had a couple of leads at the beginning of the set. But this is definitely not where the Bears want to be at right now.
As I said, the Bears starting with Amanda Dake in the back row puts them in a weaker position offensively. She was coming with big, massive swings for them in the first set, which kept them close in the game. Having her in the back row, we've seen her take 2 back row attempts at a swing right now. and neither one of them have really resulted in anything big. One of them was a roll shot, another was a deep shot that went right to, I believe at the time, was Kate Dessler in the back. The Jumbos seem to have found a plan, though. Serving Carmen Ziff seems to have been working out for them, and she's not passing her greatest at the moment, which is putting Noelle Tursky in an off position to try and get a set perfect and out there for Galdamez to put down.
Tufts trying to continue the momentum that they've built so far in the second set. Soft serve over by Audette. Once again, Galdamez, the first point of attack. Stephanie Lee this time finds Audette in the backside. Nice shot, recovered by France. Tursky again to the left side. Can Galdamez get the kill again?
No,
out
she
of
cannot.
bounds.
Galdamez is playing like she's scared right now. The first swing that she had, she went up again, and there are 4 hands in her face, taking away any shot she can have, which is why she's going to get subbed out right here. You can't have a player playing scared when you're down 6 points.
Jumbos find themselves up 6. It is Shannon Shaw entering the game for the first time for Coast Guard. Dake with the receive. Tursky this time straight to the new one. Shannon Shaw
comes up. What does she see? 4 hands as well. Doesn't matter who's on that outside position. They are blocking very well right now. Shaw goes for the tip, gets blocked. Ball comes down, and she tries to somehow pick it up, hits her shoulder, and it rolls out of bounds.
And this is certainly not the start that Coast Guard was looking for. Finding themselves at a 7-point deficit. Don't know if they even got that at all in the first set. Christine Audette with another serve. Tursky tries to go over, blocked by Dessler. Trying to get it over is Ziff, but
that's
a violation.
4 contacts. Kate Dessler reading very well right there. She sees that the ball is coming over. She knows the setter's in the front row. She goes up, blocks, and they struggle getting that ball back over off of the block from Kate Dessler. 8-point lead, 8-0 Jumbos.
Coast Guard looking for something, anything. Dake on the receive. Tursky this time not going to find the mark again is Shaw. They're going to feed Shaw again. Stephanie Lee with this easy dig. Maddie Yu to the middle again. Grace Legree.
Kill. 9-point lead for the Jumbos. They're trying to run Shannon Shaw here. It seems like they are really forcing this ball to the outside on everything. She takes one big swing. We get a block over. They pick it up. She takes another roll shot. What do we respond with? Massive hits out of the middle.
4th kill of the game for Grace Legree. Jumbo's going to try to get a double-digit lead here. Blocked by Legree and Dessler. Shaw again. It's Lee to you. To Legree in the middle.
Kill Grace Legree, 10-point lead, 10-0 run, unmatched. Looks like we are going to see Galdamez come back in for Shannon Shaw here. Coast Guard, no idea what they're doing right now.
Grace Legree is absolutely on fire here in this second set, leading the team in kills with 5 with a 625 hitting percentage.
Not to mention all the blocks she's putting up here. The Coast Guard can't seem to get a ball over the net.
Audette trying to make it 11, but will not find it. First point of the game going to Coast Guard, but at what cost?
I have a very strong feeling that if that ball managed to get over, whether it hit the net and rolled or if it just found over, it would have been an ace. Ziff was standing so far back. Audette sees the hole. She tries to get it there. Misses. 9-point lead for the Jumbos. You're okay losing that run 10-1.
Well, it's a big hole that Coast Guard has dug themselves into. Can they regain control? Stephanie Lee on the receive. Maddie Yu looking for Kate Dessler on the left side. An absolute monster attack. Gets another point for Tufts.
If I had to take a guess here, Andrew, I'm going to say no. I don't think they're coming back from this one right now. With the way that the Jumbos are playing, they are playing so damn well defensively, offensively, up at the net with the block. This Jumbos team is playing next level right now.
Grace Legree finds herself in the back. We'll go for the serve here. Hatfield on the receive. Tursky, now Dake in the front side. Nice dig by Grace Legree. Maddie Yu with the attempt at a setter dump. Whistle blown, point Tufts.
So what we see there is Maddie Yu is in the back row right now. We know this. Maddie Yu doesn't usually play the front row. When she is up there to set, she cannot jump up and break the plane to put the ball over. Coast Guard coming in trying to block that preemptively is a no-go whatsoever. Not allowed to happen. Point goes to the Jumbos on an overtouch there.
Maeve Duffin entering the game for the first time for the Coast Guard Academy. Grace Legree, 12-1 Tufts, and another service error means another point for Coast Guard.
Maeve Duffin in this game as setter tells us that they are trying to look for Noelle Tursky as a hitting option. We said it earlier, in her freshman year, 240 kills. She is definitely capable of playing this right side position very well.
And with Galdamez and Dake not having enough so far, they're going to try to look for some more offensive options. It looks like an ace going forward for Caleb France, as now it's the first little run that Coast Guard are going to try to set up for themselves.
Still down 9 points. They're going to have to work really hard to dig themselves out of this one. We're going to see if the Jumbos can regain control.
Audette gets it over. Chance ball here for Coast Guard. Dake on the left side. Nice dig by Audette again. Madiu running to secure the ball, and Stephanie Lee will get it over. France finds the net, and nobody else is able to get it. Nice rally from Tufts. They have some tough breaks, and it works out for them.
Not something that you hear very often, but kill to the libero. Puts the ball over on the third contact, finds the middle. Dive coming in from Coast Guard to try and pick up the ball. Everyone's confused. No one knew what was happening on that last touch. Little bit of luck. Point to the Jumbos. 10-point lead as Zedrick comes in to serve.
Third kill of the season for Stephanie Lee. Not going to get many more probably. Ariel Zedrick now back to serve. Duffin. He's going to find the right side here in Tursky, but Cora Cunningham will set it up. Dessler gets blocked on the middle by Mary Sweet.
So we see a little bit of a tricky play coming out there. Stephanie Lee comes diving in to pick up the ball. Kate Dessler goes up for the swing, hits it into the block. Ball falls right where Stephanie Lee would have been playing had she gotten back up. A little bit of an unfortunate situation there for the Jumbos as Coast Guard goes to serve.
Duffin out, Flieger in. Cunningham with the second shot, Dessler with the third. Nice recovery there by Hatfield. Tursky back in the setter position, going to find Hatfield again. Stephanie Lee with a dig. Jennifer Ryan has entered the game, and she finds a kill of her own.
Great shot there from Jennifer Ryan. Seeing that there's this little bit of an open shot there, she tried to go for the line shot. Coast Guard sticking out their hand to try and block it, hits it, falls off. Point Jumbos.
A dominant second set here for the Tufts Jumbos. They find themselves up 10. Kate Dessler looking to serve, make it to 11. Tursky to Dake. Stephanie Lee recovers. Ariel Zedrick looking to the left side this time. Audette gets blocked, but it's out of bounds. Point goes over to Tufts again.
Christine Audette coming in with a really hard, really powerful swing off the block. That ball's got nowhere else to go but flying outwards. Most of the time that ball's going to go out of bounds. Point for the Jumbos every time. 11-point lead for them as we enter another timeout called by the Coast Guard here.
This is a much different story from that first set, Jordan. It was a bit close at the beginning here. Coast Guard finding themselves within 1 point of securing a deuce, but at the end, Tufts secured the first set and have not looked back since.
They're riding the high from winning that very close first set. They came out with a game plan for the second set, and they executed it perfectly. Solid defense, great swings, great blocks. All of those things combined are going to get the Jumbos this win in the second set. Keep the same mentality for the third, and it should be a quick 3-0 for them here. Big thing for them right here is they got themselves up to a 10-point lead in the beginning of this set, and every time the Coast Guard have gotten a point, they've matched blow for blow, which is maintaining this 10-point lead.
Ariel Zedrick with 8 assists on the game so far is 5 away from 1,000 in her career. Very impressive numbers, especially considering Rachel Furash was starting in 2019. And, you know, with that COVID-shortened season last year, it's just still been very good for Tufts. Kate Dessler going to try and extend this jumbo lead here in the second set. Hatfield with the receive. This time Flieger finds Hatfield again, hits the net. Tufts get another point.
Coming out of the timeout, winning this point, this is going to be huge momentum building for the Jumbos here. Kate Dessler's going to try and put themselves on a run.
Dake with the first hit. Tursky, this time finds Flieger. Ariel Zedrick up to Christina Audette.
Off the block, out of bounds, point for the Jumbos. They're looking unstoppable here right now. Those 10 points in the beginning, while they may have been a great run, they've continued to put up great points since then.
You can see the momentum continuing to build here for Tufts. Kate Dessler once again on the serve, recovered by France. Tursky finds Dake. Nice dig by Audette. Lee up to Audette again. Softer Tufts trying to find an open spot. France on the second hit. From the left side, it's Flieger, but it hits the net again. Nice block, point Tufts.
They are continuing to ride this momentum, continuing to score points. They are pushing this run deeper and deeper. Looks like they might be trying to close it out in this rotation itself.
Not going to find it here. Kate Dessler serve sails a little bit too far. Coast Guard will get possession again. Going to try and try to salvage any single portion that they possibly could.
These 3 upcoming rotations for them aren't great, though. They have Amanda Dake in the back row. They have Galdamez up, hitting from that outside position. She's been getting blocked all day.
Dake serve is nice. Cunningham with a light touch finds an open spot.
Oh, that's a great read there from Cora Cunningham. She sees that people are sitting right in front of her, so she just puts that a little bit off to the right and goes for the tip, finds this hole. Point for the Jumbos. 14-point lead, 19-5, 6 points out of the win.
Lee the libero to serve, out of bounds. Another error for the Jumbos. It seems like that's the majority of the points that they're giving up here in the second set.
I mean, that's been at least half of their points coming in from missed serves right here. They've had a couple of good kills in terms of Coast Guard, but a lot of their swings are just getting blocked.
Float serve for Mary Sweet. Zedrick this time finds Ryan in the middle. And Dake sends it back almost into the stands. Tufts hit the 20 mark.
20-6, 14-point lead, 5 out of winning the set as Maddie Yu returns into the game, as well as Riley Farragher. One of the stronger rotations for the Jumbos here against one of the weaker ones for Coast Guard. This should be an interesting matchup.
It's their starting lineup. They're going to try and end the set on it. Galdamez with the receive. Flieger on the attack. Dessler with a nice dig high in the air. Maddie Yu runs into Stephanie Lee, and it turns out that's a bit of a violation. Tufts going to lose that point.
So one of those high passes, both Stephanie Lee and Maddie Yu a little bit confused. Maddie Yu had all the time in the world to get there. Stephanie Lee was trying to cover just in case Maddie Yu can't get there in time. When that ball goes up high, it falls down even faster. They're both trying to cover it. Ultimately, they collide. Maddie Yu tries to get the ball out there. Double touch. Point goes over to the Coast Guard.
Sophomore Maeve Duffin looking to serve. Maddie Yu searches for Legree again in the middle. Recovered by Tursky. She's going to have to set it over here. Grace Legree finds Maddie Yu. Going to go right back to Grace Legree. Nice recovery by Duffin. Whistle blown again, and Tufts get another point off a violation.
Double contact off of the set there from what I believe was Kayla France. We are seeing Grace Legree playing very well here, reading that that third contact wasn't going to be much of a swing. She doesn't need to go up and block. She comes back. When that third easy contact comes over, she puts it right back up for her setter to give it right back to her. Great cross body shot.
Atkinson from the middle. Audette with the recovery. Yu to Dessler on the left side, hits the net, finds the spot, but the point goes to Coast Guard.
Yeah, on the hit there, when she turns, the ball hits the top of the tape and bounces off, hitting the antenna, putting that ball out of play, giving Coast Guard the point. Galdamez comes out, Dake back in the front row. Coast Guard has to be feeling happy about that, despite being down 13 points.
And this is where they have to make their move. They have Lauren Hatfield on the serve. Dake finally back into the front row. Stephanie Lee with the receive. Maddie Yu underhanded to Kate Dessler. Nice recovery again by Coast Guard. Can they finish the shot? Dake up to France, but it hits the net. 22-8.
Unfortunate set of circumstances there for Coast Guard as the ball comes off of the net directly to Amanda Dake. She can't really get back up after having to dive down to the floor to pick up that ball. Takes her out of the play as a hitter.
Legree 3 points away from a second set victory. France with the receive. Duffin up to Dake.
And swung on out of bounds. There was a very big hole in the deep corner there. I see what she was trying to go for. However, she does not take the right approach with her swing there and drills that ball out of bounds. 15-point
lead for Tufts. Dursky with the shot, but a nice back shot there by Elizabeth Atkinson gets Coast Guard back on the board.
It was a great play from Coast Guard. Tursky coming in. We did say she can hit and prove it she did. She hits it directly to the back. Audette dives to try and pick up that ball. It comes off over the net. They put it back down for the point.
France trying to get some momentum here for Coast Guard. Farragher is going to be the target of attack. Hits the net back over by Sweet. Duffin up to Dake, opposite side of the court. Lee with the dig. Maddie Yu, this time going to find Kate Dessler again, and she finds the mark. Kill to Kate Dessler.
Coast Guard was pulled all over to the right side there. They expect with Maddie Yu being all the way on the right that she's going to put the ball somewhere towards the middle, maybe go back to Riley Farragher on the right side. No, she pushes all the way across to Kate Dessler with a faster tempo ball. Dessler moves there quick, gets up, finds a hole in the block and on the court to get them the point, putting them on set point.
Cedric to serve, trying to close out this second set. Tursky on the attack. Audette to Zedrick. This time finds Cunningham, but a miscommunication yields the point to Coast Guard.
They had a very nice play in mind there. They wanted to do a quick tempo ball in the air to Cora Cunningham to try and win the set. Cora Cunningham a little bit off key there, goes for the swing. She misses a little bit. The set also being a little bit low does not help there. Still with a 14-point lead. looking very much so in Jumbo's court to win.
Tufts looking comfortable here, but they have to finish off the set. Audette with the receive. Zedrick looking for 999. Ryan on the attack, and she's going to find it. Set goes over to Tufts, and it's now 2-0 in favor of the Jumbos.
And pretty convincingly, too, I might add. 15 points, 25-10. Jumbo scored more points themselves. The Jumbo scored 10 points right out of the gate, 10-0. That is as many points as was put up by Coast Guard. Pretty convincing win. Hopefully they can do it in the third.
Coast Guard trying to regain momentum, trying to try and extend this game for just a little longer. We're going to be taking a short break. We'll be right back with set number 3. Welcome back, everybody, to Cousins Gymnasium. We're entering the third set of competition here between the Tufts Jumbos and the Coast Guard Bears. I'm Andrew Howe here with Jordan Burke, and it's been a dominant second set from Tufts, a bit of a closer first one. We'll see how it matches up here in the third.
I think if they ride the same sort of momentum that they did off of that second set, this third set should be over and done with pretty quickly. We are seeing a little bit of a change in the lineup, though, for the Jumbos here. Christine Audette seems to be coming out, and we see Janelle Yarwood coming into play instead.
And on the other side, Destiny Johnson for Coast Guard getting her first bit of action here.
Coast Guard coming off of such a poor-looking second set is trying to change up anything that they can to try and put themselves in a position to keep it going, force a fifth set, and hopefully keep them in the game.
Johnson played 12 sets so far this year, has 15 kills as an outside hitter. Mary Sweet as well in the game after the unfortunate removal of Julianne Barcoles. Maddie Yu serving off to lead off the third set here for Tufts. Once again, it's Tursky. Gonna find Dake on the left side. Nice dig by Kate Dessler. Can they get it back over? Riley Farricker looking for something, but finds the net. Point going over to Coast Guard. Started off.
We see 4 contacts there. The swing didn't end up hitting a block. I am a little bit curious, though. Maddie used in the back. She went to try and push that ball over when it came directly towards the net. Coast Guard looked like they made a contact on that. That should have been an overtouch, in my opinion.
Well, it's already a better start to this third set for Coast Guard than the first one, as Amanda Dake goes for the first serve. Maddie Yu looking to the left side again. Riley Farragher can get another kill for herself.
Interesting to see Coast Guard reverting back to that first set mentality where they have Dake coming in, starting in the front row, immediately going to the back once they get the point. It's that sort of a situation that had him in the second set down 10-0 as Sofia Galdamez could not get a swing off of the block.
Janelle Yarwood entering the game for the first time goes for the serve. This time it's Mary Sweet with the third hit from the middle. Stephanie Lee with the setup. Riley Farragher gets blocked, but it goes out of bounds. The point's going to go over to Tufts this time.
Riley Farragher is inducing the mentality of swing high. She's hitting off the top of the hands of the block in front of her. Those kind of contacts only go one of two ways, directly up or flying off to the side.
Yarwood on the serve has not seen action in the past couple of games, has had some good numbers so far though. Tursky this time looking for a target. France with the recovery. Tursky again, this time looking for Galdamez. Yu with the dig. Stephanie Lee up to Farragher. Sails out of bounds, and the point this time will go to the Bears. Tied up at 2-2.
Galdamez still taking these roll shots, though. Still looks like she's a little bit afraid of the block. If they're going to try and get her activated with 150 kills coming into this game, you'd hope that they could. They're going to need to start to change up her sort of game plan.
Maddie looks to Kate Dessler. Recovery by Sweet, but nobody's home. Tursky misjudged the set. Point goes over to Tufts. They retake the lead.
I don't know if the fans could hear it out there, but off of the pass there for Mary Sweet, the Coast Guard bench went wild. That is a middle, someone who does not usually pass, making what was a great pass, and you hate to see Coast Guard not support her in it.
Grace Legree had a brilliant second set, looking to have a nice third as well. It's just going to be Dake with a bump on the backside. Maddie Yu looking to set up Farragher again. It's France looking for the attack option. Hits Farragher in the face. Ooh, doesn't look super comfortable, but nice shot by Destiny Johnson, who's entered the game for the first time.
Comfortable or not, she has a smile on her face. This entire Tufts lineup is having fun out there right now.
For the for the Bears, it is Kelsey Tangle getting action for the first time. Looking for the serve. Nice receive by Lee. Looking for Farragher again. And she is getting the majority of the points right now.
You know, it kind of looks like hitting her in the face woke her up a little bit. She comes back with a big swing as she comes out of the game. Zedrick coming back in to serve and to set. Stat tracking here. She, in the first two sets combined, has put up a career 999 assists. One more will be career number 1,000.
See if she can get it here. It will be Galdamez on the attack, dug up by Lee. Zedrick looking for Dessler, and that's the combo we know and love. Assist number 1,000 for El Zedrick.
Congratulations to Zedrick, career number 1,000 assists coming in style. An amazing line shot out of Kate Dessler here to give them the point.
It's 5-3 Tufts. Zedrick with a float, finds France. In the middle this time, it is Tursky with the attack, and she finds a kill for the Bears.
They're taking the same sort of mentality that the Jumbos had, which is find any hole to put that third contact in. Middle of the court, Stephanie Lee dove in to try and get it. Didn't get there in time. 5-4 Jumbos.
Lauren Hatfield entering for Galdamez is going to be in the back row looking to serve. Sails out of bounds. Nice judgment call by Stephanie Lee, and Tufts will regain possession again, 6-4.
Kate Dessler not going back to serve. She's going to get subbed out.
And it's Megan Harrison entering the game, listed as a defensive specialist. That's libero, has played a couple of games in the libero position, has also come in as that defensive specialist for some of the outside hitters. Look to see to shore up the defense here. France on the receive. This time it is the middle Atkinson finding a kill for Coast Guard.
That was a nice fast tempo play out of Coast Guard right there, getting the ball to the middle on a solo block. We didn't get quite a good read on it, so the block comes up, not fully read, a little bit under. Point for the Coast Guard.
France on the serve. Yarwood with the receive. Zedrick looking up to Janelle Yarwood, but it's just out of bounds, and all of a sudden, Coast Guard has tied the set back up at 6-6.
We saw it at 3-3. We saw it at 6-6. This one is seeming to be a lot closer.
France again on the serve. Looking for Yarwood again. Zedrick with the underhand setup. Finds Yarwood with a light touch. Nice recovery there, but it's not enough. Tangle tried to get it up, but it didn't look like Tursky was able to get it into a position to attack.
Janelle Yarwood seems to be having fun in the lineup right now. Comes in, she puts down a nice little touch that the Coast Guard struggles to get up. It's going to be nice to see if they can activate her and get her some of these big swings that we usually see out of her.
Tufts looking to open up the lead a little bit more here in this third set. Looking for the right side this time, and Tursky got dug up. Maya Lightfoot has entered the game, but finds the net on that one and tied up the score again.
Another sort of a lineup change here. Maya Lightfoot coming in to play the right side position for one of our two setters here, for Maddie Yu, in fact. Last couple of sets we saw Jennifer Ryan coming in and playing that position. Up 2-0, you can mess things up a little bit, mix and mash players. Maya Lightfoot in, we'll see what she can get going for the Jumbos here.
Tursky looking to get the lead here for Coast Guard. Zedrick finds Lightfoot, but again, another mistake there by Maya Lightfoot. Coast Guard all of a sudden has their first lead in what seems like a while.
Might have been their first lead ever in this series. Jumbos had a nice idea there of the short serve, try and get the ball across the court where the blockers most likely aren't going to be. A little bit underperformed. Point goes to the Coast Guard.
Tursky going for that light serve, trying to find Grace Legree. This time Janelle Yarwood with a big attack, recovered there by Hatfield. This time it is Amanda Dake. She's been a bit quieter so far in this third set, but that just woke everyone right back up.
Well, don't forget, she started off in the back row. She got to the front, and that was when we started seeing this back and forth 1-point service matchup. Now that they're getting on a little bit more of a run, you can start to get her the ball more often. And when she gets the ball, you can expect her to put it down.
6th kill of the game for Dake, and Coast Guard with a 2-point lead. Lee forced to get it over on the third shot. France this time looking for Dake again. This time it looks like it just hits the line or it touched one of the Jumbo members, so another point going over the Bears.
Yeah, so what happened there was Megan Harrison misread that a little bit. When she went to go past, she started seeing that it was coming out of bounds. She turns, just barely hit her, which ends up giving the point over to the Coast Guard. 3 points up now, 7-10 in favor of Coast Guard.
Yarwood on the receive, but a chance ball now for Coast Guard. Tursky, who served, going to go up for the set. And another kill for Coast Guard. This time it was Destiny Johnson.
You're seeing a completely different Coast Guard coming out right now. They're not just forcing the ball to the outside the whole time, which I think is what the Jumbos expected to see here. They haven't fully adjusted yet to this sort of a game plan, and we might see them change a couple of things up here, whether it be their plan of attack or their plan of defense, whether it's subbing people like Jennifer Ryan back into that right side position to get a bigger block up in there, or if we see Christine Audette come into the outside, again for a sort of better blocking matchup. We'll see what they have in mind as they come out of this timeout.
What a momentum shift here for the Coast Guard Academy Bears, Jordan. They got destroyed in that second set. Sure, the first one was played pretty closely, but it was a 15-point difference at the end, 25-10. And already, Coast Guard has exceeded their point margin that they had in that second set. They're at 11.
Props to them. I mean, after getting destroyed in the second set, you kind of would expect them to come out a little bit defeated, thinking that the victory is a little bit further away from them. But some of these more senior players that they have here, stepping up, commanding the offense, commanding the defense, keeping Coast Guard in it both mentally and point-wise. They're up 4.
Taking a look at some of the stats as we have a bit of time before the timeout concludes. For the Tufts side, it's still been a big focus on Kate Dessler. She's leading the team in attempts with 24. The next closest is Riley Farragher with 14. But in terms of the kill count, things are relatively close. Dessler with 7, Farragher with 6, and then Legree and Ryan both with 5.
All of those great offensive weapons that we've been talking about all game long for the Jumbos. Grace Legree, though, hitting 500, 5 kills on 10 attempts, no errors, playing very well today.
No lineup changes so far for the Jumbos. It is still Harrison and Yarwood in, as well as Lightfoot. Tursky looking to continue this excellent run of hers. Received by Yarwood, finds Grace Legree in the middle, and they're going to go right back to what was working in that second set.
And that's the difference. They see that Janelle Yarwood and Maya Lightfoot came in here. They were trying to do some better things by them, giving them more reps as they come in for the third set. Starts to look a little bit lackluster. They start losing some points. They go right back to Grace Legree, who gets kill number 6.
Jumbo's trying to close this deficit that has opened up for the Coast Guard Bears. Maddie Yu back to serve. France on the receive. Turkey in the middle is Dake. Nice block by Legree, but a good recovery by France again. Tursky this time looking for Hatfield. Harrison tries to dig it up, but looks like the point's going to go over to Tufts, actually. Oh, sorry, Bears. Looking at the referee, some things were a bit confusing in my eyes.
You're all good, Andrew. It was a little bit of a confusing point as that hit looked like it might have gone out of bounds, but we see Jumbos dive after it. losing them the point.
Ooh, big spin on that serve by Amanda Dake. Maddie Yu looking to the right side this time. Janelle Yarwood gets blocked by Galdamez. Farragher this time playing from the outside, gets recovered by the middle by Galdamez again. Dake tries a pipe. Stephanie Lee with a second shot. Gonna try to find Riley Farragher again. A nice touch. Silky smooth.
Riley Farragher hitting from both sides of the net here. We see the Tufts out of rotation there, out of system. They were running Janelle Yarwood off of the right. They were running Riley Farragher off of the outside. Both of them taking a rotation at each position. And that's the versatility of this Tufts offense. Can really stick any one of their hitters anywhere, and they will always find the way to hit the ball over.
Yarwood just barely gets it over the net here. This time they're looking for Galdamez again on the left side, but it goes out of bounds. Tufts now within 2.
We're seeing some interesting things out of Coast Guard. Galdamez is not taking these big rips that we saw her taking in set 1. Despite being up 2, her performance is going to help them excel in this set.
Yarwood with the serve. Dake with the recovery, going for the pipe. Stephanie Lee with the dig. Maddie Yu looking again to Dessler. Nice touch, recovered by Dake again. Tursky looking to that left side again. Nice touch again by Galdamez. Legree tries to go for the second hit over. The body was a bit out of control there, and it looks like Coast Guard's going to get the point again.
The ball and body's out of control on the side of the Jumbos here. They get the ball over, but it gets blocked, comes right back down. Grace Legree tries to pick it back up, just rolls off of her back, falls down. Point for the Coast Guard.
Maddie Yu to the middle again. Nice hit by Legree, but it's a nice block by Elizabeth Atkinson, but the ball sails out of bounds. Tufts gets the point.
Dessler coming up huge. She falls to the ground. She brings up the ball. It comes up over the net. No one's there to block it. It falls right on the corner where the 10-foot line meets the out-of-bound line. No one can get it. Great point to see. A lot of scrappy plays right there.
Tufts looking to regain the lead. Down by 2. Attack here by Coast Guard. Legree gets a nice dig. Yarwood sets it up. Dessler will try to hammer it home. Light touch picked up by France. Tursky with a setter dump, but Yu is going to find it. Yard with the second hit. Going to try to find Farragher again. And France dives, but is unable to reach. Tufts is within 1.
I had to say, it looks like this third set, belongs to Riley Farragher. She is running the offense here, getting hits left and right from both sides of the net, almost always resulting in a kill.
13-12 in favor of the Coast Guard Bears, and they'll pick another one up there. Nice kill by Sophia Galdamez. Oh, sorry, Elizabeth Atkinson in the middle.
She found a hole right there. What happened was Farragher moves in to try and get the block. She's got 4 hands in her face, but that means that there's a vacant hole to the left, to her left side, where she can just go and drop that ball for an easy point.
Kelsey Tangle, re-entering the game, has 2 assists so far in this third set. We'll go back to serve. Yarwood on the receive. Maddie Yu looking for a target. Once again, it's Riley Farragher. Partial block by Atkinson, but Galdamez gets it back over. Stephanie Lee looking for Kate Dessler, but it sails out of bounds again. And once more, every time Tufts tries to take a step forward, Coast Guard pushes right back. It's once again a 3-point lead.
We're seeing the Jumbos play a little bit of an awkward sort of a defense here, which is resulting in Stephanie Lee putting a lot of balls towards either Riley Farragher or Kate Dessler. Getting some of these sets from Maddie Yu going anywhere, like to the middle there, is going to be what's going to keep them in the game.
Partially blocked. Tangle looking for Galdamez. Tries to find a spot. Stephanie Lee trying to get it back. Nice recovery. Yarwood tries to send it back over, but it's just too far.
She just gave that a little bit too much as she tried to put it over there. You can see she kind of swung her arms up a little bit. She had the right kind of spin that ball can just drop on the back line, which I think is what she was trying to go for there. She just gave it a little bit too much.
Tangle on a nice run. Looking to try to extend the lead to 5. Yarwood with the receive again. Maddie Yu looking for Kate Dessler again. Partially blocked, out of bounds. Point going over to Tufts.
And when in doubt, Kate Dessler comes in clutch. She sees that the team is down 4 points, that they need to start climbing back into this one as the point totals climb higher and higher, getting closer to that 25 mark. And instead of trying to go for these big swings where she finds a hole in the court, she's just going to choose to hit it off of the block and just get a point that she knows is practically guaranteed.
Well, Zedrick re-entering the game, going back to serve. On the left side this time, it's actually Tursky. Zedrick looking for Dessler. Hits the hand of Tangle and sails out of bounds. Tufts is within 2 again.
So that's the repercussion of running Noelle Tursky as an outside hitter. When she goes to swing, she lands. She hit it so hard, it kind of looked like she thought that she would just get the kill. But the Jumbos get it back up, and she's not there to block, which just gives Kate Dessler an open court.
Take on the receive this time in the middle. is Sofia Galdamez.
Jumbos have been running plays like that all day. Coast Guard sees it, they run it themselves. They bring their outside over to the middle. She sees more of the court that way, and she gets a nice deep swing for the kill for them as they go back up by 3.
It's been around this 3-point mark for the majority of this third set. Lauren Hatfield back to serve. We've seen a Coast Guard lead as large as 5 so far. Zedrick right back to Dessler, who picked up the receive. Nice recovery by Hatfield. Looking for Dake on the backside. Diving bodies onto the floor, but nobody's able to get the ball over. Another point going over the Bears. Quick timeout called here as we have a bit of a break in the action, and this is a little bit different than what we were expecting. Cora Thompson actually the one to use both of her timeouts here in the third as they find themselves down 4 very late into this third.
Coast Guard came out with a different plan this time around. They're not running Tursky as this setter all the way around. They are running her as a hitter when she gets to the front row, which is creating a little bit of a change in the momentum of both their offense and the Tufts defense. The Tufts defense can no longer just expect the ball to go to the outside with either Sofia Galdamez or Amanda Dake. They also have to be concerned with this very strong right side hitter in Noelle Tursky.
It's this kind of flexibility that has allowed Coast Guard to regain some footing into this match. They're down 2-0. They have their backs against the wall, looking for some solution, and they're just relying on some of their star players. Dake and Tursky has received a lot of the attention here in this third. It's putting in Kelsey Tangle as well as Maeve Duffin in as that secondary setter. Things are working out a little bit more for the Bears here.
See, one of the reasons we like this Jumbos lineup so much is they're down points. They just came out of a timeout, and they do not look defeated. They are willing to keep fighting in this set alone to make it a 3-0, knowing that they have a little bit of a comfortable space for set 4 and set 5 need be. We're going to see if they can come back, though, and try and close it out here.
Hatfield trying to continue the momentum that the Bears have set up. Hits the net, and it sails out of bounds.
That's the kind of momentum shift that the Jumbos would like to see coming out of the timeout. Winning the point, putting them in a better position to come back down 3 now instead of 4.
Berger and Dessler out. Lightfoot and Harrison in. Megan Harrison, the defensive specialist, looking for another serve. Hatfield with the receive. Nice attack by Dake, hit high in the air. Harrison looking to lead. The 2 defensive players for Tufts getting the ball over the net. Atkinson looks for something, touches it on the other side, and France could not get it over. A nice set of events running there for the Tufts Jumbos.
That would have been a little bit awkward for her to get there. As a libero, you don't really know how to kind of get those hits over. She tried her best to try and reach back and force it over, but great block coming in there from Cora Cunningham kind of prevents these sort of plays coming out from Coast Guard.
Tursky again looking for Dake in the middle of the court here, dug up by Harrison. Janelle Yarwood with a strong hit. We haven't seen too much of Janelle Yarwood recently, but she's coming back with a bang here in this third set.
And that is the Janelle Yarwood that we welcome back. She was playing a little bit weaker earlier, taking these easier shots, but when she sees that seam, oh, will she rip for it.
Janelle Yarwood with her 3rd kill of the match. Harrison on the serve again. Tufts looking to tie this one up. On the backside is Hatfield. Nice recovery by Megan Harrison. Zedrick looks to Yarwood again. Blocked and back over. Point goes over to the Bears.
So it was a bit of an offset there. Janelle Yarwood's looking for something a little bit more inside. The ball's coming a little bit more outside. She kind of looked like she was falling over. She tried to get the ball over, meets the block. Unfortunate set of circumstances, but now only down 2. The Jumbos can climb back.
Kayla France with the serve. Zedrick with the setup. Yarwood with just the underhand over. Nice attack by Dake. Stephanie Lee gets it over, but just out of bounds. Another point going over to the Bears. They hit the 20 mark first.
It looks like the Coast Guard's new plan of attack is attack Stephanie Lee. Get the ball towards her, tire her, do whatever you can to try and make her produce an error. I think we are seeing some subs coming in here, and we are seeing Kate Dessler come back in to play her back row. We are seeing Jennifer Ryan come in to play that right side instead of Maya Lightfoot. Some changes that the Jumbos are hoping will get them back into this game.
Jumbos looking for that veteran presence as 2 of the senior captains entering the game here for the Jumbos. Dessler on the first dig. Nice setup by Zedrick. Back over, it's Tangle looking for Tursky, and she finds the middle of the court. Nice attempt of a block by Cunningham and Yarwood. but it was not enough.
We like to see the immediate presence of those veterans on the court, though, from 3 senior players right there. Dessler making a pass, Zedrick coming in to save the ball from going over and ultimately getting hit down, and then Jennifer Ryan coming in saving the point.
Zedrick this time looking for Yarwood, but a violation has been called, and all of a sudden, Coast Guard is 3 points away from taking this third set.
The Jumbos looked like they were starting to claw back. A little bit of a momentum change. They started losing a couple of points. They started making a little bit more errors on the defensive side, but we're going to see if they can keep the set alive.
Dessler on the receive by France. Zedrick looking for Yarwood, who goes over underhand style. France up, and it's going to be Tursky on the attack. Finds the mark in bounds.
I don't know if we can see Tursky hit that line shot, and it looks like the Jumbos are shifting their block a little bit more to cover that. I think if they move it a little bit in, they can take away that cross-court shot and challenge her to hit something that we haven't seen her produce all day.
Zedrick this time finds Jen Ryan on the soft attack. Gets right through the blockers, and Tufts trying to regain some momentum here, trying to save this set.
So Jen Ryan playing right side here, but she's trained as a middle. So what you can see is her run some of those more fast-tempo, middle-paced balls in transition.
Hatfield on the receive. This time it's Mary Sweet on the attack. Tursky goes over. Kate Dessler with the dig. Ariel Zedrick trying to find Jennifer Ryan, and it finds the mark in bounds.
Key point there for the Jumbos, keeping them alive, down 4, with the Coast Guard being 2 points away from claiming this set.
Stephanie Lee on the serve. Needs to have a good run for the Jumbos to try and stay alive. Dake on the receive. Up in the back, it's Hatfield, hits the net, and Tufts is slowly but surely crawling their way back here.
4 points away from forcing an extra point sort of situation. Remember, you need to win by 2, so if we get to 24-24, it's going to be a game to 26, and it's just going to keep going up by that the more that the score gets tied.
Good run by Stephanie Lee, looking for Dake again, and it finds the mark. Coast Guard Bears are at set point.
As Tursky goes back to serve, the Jumbos are down to being able to go on a 4-point run here in order to force that due situation if they want to win it 3-0. Remember, being up 2, they still have the 4th and 5th set need be in order to claim this victory here today.
Noelle Tursky trying to close out this third set for the Bears. Legree on the receive finds Jen Ryan, partially blocked, back up. Gonna look for Dake with a soft touch. Zedrick with the dig. Lee up to Yarwood. Will she find the mark? Nice recovery there from Tursky. Up again is Dake, finds the net, and it finds its way to a Coast Guard third set victory.
A little bit rough performance there from the Jumbos. They came out with a different lineup. It was a closer game, 25-20 as they lost. We'll see if they revert back to that second and first set sort of a lineup. I expect them to most likely go back there, as it was a pretty commanding victory in that second set when they rolled with that lineup. Maybe we'll see Christine Audette returning. Maybe we'll be seeing Jennifer Ryan start in that right side position instead of coming in at the end, as she did produce a lot when she came into this game. It's going to be hard to deny her that starting spot as the third set comes along.
Things are looking good right now for the Coast Guard Bears, and all of a sudden the momentum has turned a little bit back in their favor. Of course, Tufts was the one who took the first 2 sets, but afterwards, now looking for the potential for a reverse sweep for the Bears. It's a bit troubling for the Jumbos. They're going to have to try and really get back on the right foot. Maybe, as Jordan said, put some of the starters back in the lineup, and we'll see how this 4th set goes. This will be the last set to go to 25 points. If a 5th set occurs, of course, that 5th set will go over to 15. But right now, Cora Thompson and the rest of the Jumbo squad looking for some sort of answer to the Coast Guard Bears offense. Amanda Dake and Noelle Tursky doing good work so far. Dake with 11 kills so far through this game. Next up is Atkinson with 5, and then Tursky with 4, but also has 16 assists and 10 digs.
And it's that duo in Dake and Tursky that we expect to come back and really be the driving force for Coast Guard if they want to try and force a 5th set. After all, it is that combo that kept them alive in the 4th set and is going to hopefully be what they come out with here. See if the Jumbos have a different sort of mentality coming into this now that they've seen and been exposed to Tursky as a hitter. Maybe they'll have a different game plan in mind when it comes to the block or the defense when they see her up at the net. We'll see if they can implement everything effectively in order to win here in 4.
And I really like that adaptation that the Coast Guard team ended up making there. Sticking in, Noelle Tursky adds that outside hitter. They have other setters like Kelsey Tangle that did enough work there. Tangle had 8 assists in that third set, so they were looking, they had their backs against the wall. They were looking for some sort of solution, and they found one. The only question is, now that Tufts has reinserted their starting lineup, Farragher and Audette are back into this game. Will they be able to stand up at that point?
Very much so expected to revert back to that first and second set lineup. The third set lineup was working very well, but having resulted in a loss and them being down a couple of points early and in the middle of that game, they started to claw back, but they are trying to close it out here, and we see that with reverting back to the lineup that so dominantly won that second set.
And it feels like the start of these sets are really what sets the tone for the rest of the matchup there. It's on the second set, Tufts got up to that early lead, ended up in a very convincing victory, but when Coast Guard gets the first point, it's a lot closer. Now we're back here. Noelle Tursky actually serving for the first point for the Bears. Riley Farragher on the outside, looks for the attack. Tursky with a nice recovery. It'll be Francis send it over, but a chance ball for the Jumbos. Dessler sets it up to you. Grace Legree from the middle. Nice recovery again by France. There's Dake on the outside. Nice dig by Kate Dessler. Looking for Farragher again. Finds a block up there by Dake. Maddie Yu with a setter dump over and finds the mark. Mind games are working beautifully for the Tufts Jumbos right now as they open up with a 1-0 score.
So in that rally there, we see a bunch of hits coming out from Riley Farragher. Great defensive plays out of Kate Dessler, and Grace Legree coming in with a hit of her own. When you're the Coast Guard here, you expect them to go for a swing again, which is what Maddie Yu sees as she puts the ball over and gets point 1 for the Jumbos.
Christine Audette had that brilliant service run at the start of the second set. Now back to serve again. Nice recovery there by France. Second shot over there is Tursky. Maddie Yu once again looking for Riley Farragher. Nice recovery there by France. But a whistle called, net violation goes out of bounds, I think, against the antenna. Point goes over to the Bears.
Everyone here seems to be confused, as am I. The ref there calling that Riley Farragher's hit was outside of the antenna. Did not look so from this angle, but we go with what the line judge says. Point-wise, point goes over to Coast Guard.
And Cora Thompson and the rest of the Tufts coaching staff is looking for some answers to what happened there. Can't argue too much with the referees at this point. It's a 1-1 game. Still a lot of volleyball left to play here in this fourth set. Amanda Dake back to serve with that beautiful jump serve. Received nicely by Stephanie Lee. This time looking to the opposite side. Dessler gets it partially blocked, but Legree over on the second attempt. France this time looking for Galdamez. Finds the net. No jumbo home. And Coast Guard retakes the lead.
Different plan of attack here from Coast Guard indeed. Hard serve out of Amanda Dake matched with these lighter shots to holes by their hitters in the front row.
Dake with the nice service there, but just a little bit too far. Good call, good read by Stephanie Lee and Kate Dessler to yield the 2-2 scoreline here.
As Grace Legree goes back to serve, hopefully we see the Jumbos start to get into more of a rhythm here. Take the opportunity for a missed serve to start to go on a run themselves and put themselves in a commanding lead.
Legree back to serve. Received and up with a second, but Kate Dessler just says, here, take it back, return to sender. And Tufts retakes the lead at 3-2.
I'm a little bit confused as to what Tursky was going for there. Whether or not she was just trying to go like casually behind her and over the net to try and go for a setter dump, or if she was going to the right side hitter. Unknown, but Dessler reads it and puts it down for a point.
Legree on the serve. Galdamez on the opposite side. Finds its mark in bounds. Kill going over to Sophia Galdamez on the cross.
It's nice to see Galdamez return to this sort of stronger hitting mentality. She looked a little scared after getting blocked, what was it, like 6 times in a row by Riley Farragher.
Tied up at 3. Mary Sweet on the serve. Maddie Yu looking to Kate Dessler again. Nice recovery there by Dake. Up top is Galdamez. Nice block by Farragher. Nice attempt over the net again by Tursky, finding the open spot.
That's just a great read there. The defense shifted in to try and recover off of the block in the event that it comes back over the net. Tursky reads that, sees the hole, and on one contact just pushes it over.
Oh, and it was so close to getting over by Mary Sweet, but unfortunately it did not make its way to the Jumbo side of the court. And Tufts has tied the score up again at 4-4. Some substitutions coming in right now again for the Jumbos. Ariel Zedrick as well as Jen Ryan have re-entered the game. Dake on the receive. Galdamez looking on the opposite side for Johnson. And that's the same violation that we saw on the opposite side going on the other side of the antenna.
Yeah, with that ball being pushed way out to the right side there, the only sort of a move you have is to try and hit that hard angle. Was not attempted, which ends up hitting the ball outside of the antenna. Point for the Jumbos, they're up 1.
Galdamez on the receive. Tursky this time looking to the middle. Elizabeth Atkinson finding a kill.
It's a great swing, cross body to an open hole. Finds it, ties it up at 5. We'll see the Jumbos can handle the serve receive here. Hopefully getting themselves back into the game. They do need to pay attention to the fact that Tursky has gone into the front row here. She is a definite hitting threat.
And they send in Kelsey Tangle, who does serve as that secondary setter, looking for that serve. Audette on the receive. Dessler with a second hit this time. Going to find Ryan with the overhead. France. This time Tangle up to Galdamez on the left side. Nice recovery there by Stephanie Lee. Looking for Dessler on the final attack. France tries to get it up. Nice recovery there by the Bears. Zedrick looking for Jen Ryan, and that's the veteran presence we know and love. Tufts takes the lead.
Coast Guard was definitely expecting an out-of-transition ball there to go towards the outside and towards Kate Dessler. Tufts says no, and they put that ball right into Jennifer Ryan's hands, and she puts that ball down for their point.
Whistle blown.
That's a point for the Jumbos either way. It was a double contact out of the hands of the setter there, but even if it wasn't, that ball was directly over the net, and Jennifer Ryan put that ball down. Nobody was there.
Kate Dessler with an extended service run here. Finds the Jumbos up by 2. Nice service. Recovered there by Galdamez, looking for the left side for Tursky. Zedrick with a nice setup, looking for Cora Cunningham in the middle. Dake, who's playing in the back, goes up to Atkinson. Nice dig by Dessler. Stephanie Lee up to Christina Audette, and it cannot be blocked by the side of the Bears. Tufts up by 3.
We saw some contrasting calls there from the refs, though. Ultimately, the up official has the final call. He says that the ball went off of the hands and then into the antenna. Line judge is saying it went directly into it.
Oh, and Dake just was not sure if that ball was going out of bounds or not. That half a second of confusion leads to the ball sailing out of bounds. Kate Dessler picks up a service ace.
The little hesitation there has her turning, hitting the front of her hands, and the ball sailing out. 4-point lead for the Jumbos.
Dake this time to Tangle, and Tursky over the top. Another point going over Coast Guard. They're trying to regain some of that momentum here.
If I'm the Jumbos here, what I'm reading every single time is that while Dake is in the back row, Tursky's in the front row, and you have that secondary setter come in, the ball's going to go to her almost every single time. Cheat a little bit towards her, and you should be okay. Dake back in the front row, though, so that sort of a game plan is not going to work here as they have 2 major offensive threats.
Galdamez out, Hatfield in with the serve. Zedrick looking up to Jen Ryan. Nice recovery there by Hatfield. Tangle trying to find Dake, but just goes over with the soft touch. Zedrick looking for Christina Audette with a nice shot. Set up here. Coast Guard looking for the attack. It's Amanda Dake, and it just sails out of bounds. Beautiful read again by Stephanie Lee.
So I'm a firm believer of a good old saying called ball don't lie. In the middle of the point there, we saw a free ball go over from Coast Guard that both line judges said went outside of the antenna. Up official officially said that it was not. He called them off of it. And we see the ball come out of bounds and still resulting in a point for the Jumbo. As the adage says, ball don't lie.
Stephanie Lee on the serve again. Tufts trying to get that 5-point lead. In the middle, Atkinson goes for the shot. And a call by the referees, Jordan. What do we see
That is
here?
a replay. I think what the down official was looking for is he thought there was a carry on the set there. I can see where it was coming from. You see the setter grab the ball, kind of bend backwards a little bit. It looked like she held it for half a second as she pushes it behind her. He ultimately changes his mind on the call as he had blown the whistle, so they are just going to replay the point.
First time I've seen that in my short career here on the volleyball broadcast. It's going to be on the right side this time. Tursky looking for the attack. Grace Legree in the middle, looking to respond. Tangle up to Dake. Nice dig by Lee. Audette trying to find Dessler on the backside. Tangle with the dig. This time it's France up to Dake. Back over. Nice recovery again by Coast Guard. Zedrick with the light touch. Audette tries to go over. Whistle blows. Point Jumbos.
And I'm very happy with that call. As the middle blocker came down there, she dragged the net down with her. It was a very hesitant and late call there, but definitely the right one.
And all of a sudden, the momentum is back in the Jumbo's hands. Coach Mark Thomas calling his first time out of the set. 5-point lead here for Tufts. Looking somewhere in the middle between that first and second set in terms of how close this one is.
Yeah, it's definitely somewhere in the middle between those two, but what we are seeing that is a lot different is the serves are finding these defensive gaps and these defensive lacking spots. The Coast Guard defense seems to be struggling a little bit, which is why I believe the timeout is being called here. This has been too many times now where they have gotten the ball back on their side. They've had the first contact get the ball back up in the air, but the second and third contacts have not been what they needed to see here.
We'll see if they can try to turn that around. Coast Guard looking to tie this game up at 2-2, force that decisive 5th to 15. Right now, Stephanie Lee is on a decent service run so far. We'll try to extend it a little bit more as the timeout is nearing its conclusion here for the Coast Guard Bears.
Everyone seems ready to go. We're just waiting a little bit for the officials to say that they're ready to go, which they have just confirmed. And we're going to dive back into it here.
Stephanie Lee leading the team in digs as their libero goes for the serve. France with the receive. In the middle this time is Dake, and she finds a kill for herself. That's number 12.
She gets a very lucky break there. 4 hands in her face as to where she was taking the ball. Gets caught between the block, falls down. Point for the Coast Guard as Kayla France goes back to serve.
Coast Guard looking to get some momentum again. Quick setup by Zedrick, but recovered again by Hatfield. They're going to find Dake on the left side. Zedrick with the dig. Stephanie Lee off to Christine Audette. A powerful shot recovered by France. Now on the opposite side, it's Tursky, but a beautiful dig by Dessler. But Zedrick misjudges it just a little bit. The point goes over to the Bears.
Look, at the last second, she realized she couldn't get there, and she was going to try and call for help. Grace Legree ready to get that ball, but help was not ultimately called for, so the ball falls down.
3-point lead, for the Bears. Audette with a strong shot. France looking for Dake again, finds its way just out of bounds. Audette with a nice read.
I'm a little bit amused at the moment. I looked over to the Coast Guard side as Kayla France dove in front of her teammate to get that second contact. As she landed down, the teammate that she had cut off kind of stared her down with a little bit of a death stare. It's a tense situation here in the 4th set between Tufts and Coast Guard. Maddie Yu has re-entered the game and looks for the serve. Dake with a light touch, but just a little bit too light. Farragher and the rest of the Jumbos are pumped up as they extend the lead to 5. Coast Guard is trying to abuse this hole that they are seeing. When they run their outsides closer to the middle, Riley Farragher and whoever is on that right side position for the matter is pinching in, creating that hole, and they keep trying to get these light contacts there. At some point, though, that can't keep working.
Back shot here for Tursky. Recovered here by Stephanie Lee. Finding Audette again with a light touch, but a nice re-jump up there by Tursky again. Dake looking for the strong shot. Maddie Yu for the setup. Legree misses it barely, but gets it right back over. France with the second shot. They're looking for Tursky again, and that finds the mark.
This is the major threat that we were talking about with Tursky. They're trying to cheat a little bit towards Dake, but you can't do that when you have this major offensive powerhouse in Noelle Tursky coming in from the right side. Swinging, great. Finding the holes with the tips. She's really proving herself to be the complete package here.
4-point lead here for the Tufts Jumbos. A win in this set secures them the win in this match. Coast Guard once again looking to try to come back here. Tursky on the serve, sails out of bounds. Tufts get possession once again.
Very close to being in bounds. Great read by the entire Jumbos team here. Christine Audette back to serve. Kate Dessler in the front row, one of the rotations the Jumbos like to see.
Audette back to serve. Hatfield with the receive. And they're looking, this time it's France with the underhand shot to get the ball over. Maddie Yu looking in the middle. Riley Farragher with a nice shot, but it's recovered. In the back side, it's Hatfield again with the pipe. Lee to Yu to Dessler, partially blocked. Hatfield again with the dig. France trying to get it, but it's just over, hits the antenna, and the point goes to the Jumbos again.
Yeah, this is one of the Jumbos' strongest, if not the strongest rotation. You have Riley Farragher on the right side. She's playing very well right now. Grace Legree, not a single error on the day when she's hitting. And Kate Dessler, who, what can we say? She's just been amazing all season long. And a consistent serve coming out from Christine Audette doesn't hurt either.
Trying to run away with this one, but wow. Dake with an absolute rocket. Gets Coast Guard to the double-digit mark in this 4th set.
That's what we call a good old 1-2 punch. Tursky to Dake, ball goes down, point for the Coast Guard very convincingly.
But with that point, Amanda Dake now once again in the backside. Hopefully the Coast Guard can get some points with this strong jump serve. Received by Stephanie Lee, looking to Kate Dessler on the left side, and she finds the mark.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to find some points off of that jump serve when Kate Dessler is playing like that, and especially when you can't get a block up for her. We've seen her take just about every shot in the book, deep corner, down the line, hard angle, and if there's no block, all of those are available. She will see the hole in the defense, and she will get the ball there.
Dessler with 12 kills on the night. Cora Cunningham has re-entered the game as Stephanie Lee rotated to the front side. Bit of stoppage in play as Coast Guard is wiping up some of the floor here.
This is what I like to consider a half timeout. Whether or not there actually is a wet spot on the floor is up for debate. I think this might just be a play at getting a little bit of stoppage in the momentum that the Jumbos have been creating here as they are up 6 in this fourth set.
Grace Legree trying to extend the Jumbo lead to 7 with a nice serve. France on the receive. This time it's Tursky back to Galdamez, who has re-entered the game. Legree with a nice dig. Don't see that too much from her on the back side. Dessler with a good attempt, but a whistle was blown, and looks like Coast Guard regained control.
Yeah, the ball comes off of the hit there, hits the top of the tape, rolls over into the antenna, which is out. But Grace Legree with a dig. You would not think she is a middle blocker with a play like that.
Maddie Yu looking to Dessler. Nice attack. Mary Sweet, another middle blocker, but this time she is not able to pick that one up. Tufts find themselves up by 6 again.
We saw her with a great defensive play earlier, but with someone who's designed to not play the back row that often, you're not going to see her make that defensive play every single time. She didn't look like she was ready in her stance. She kind of just looked like her goal was to get the ball up in the air. Struggled a little bit with that, as most people do when Kate Dessler puts a ball down towards you.
Cedric and Ryan back in. Nice shot by Atkinson, but a better dig by Lee. Dessler once again looking for an attack. France with a nice dig. It's Tursky. This time they're going to try to find Dake in the backside, but Audette with the dig. Looking for Ryan. This time entered as the right, but it sails out of bounds. Coast Guard regained possession. It's down a 5-point lead.
Ryan was looking for the tip call there, thinking that she might have hit it off of the side or the top of the block there. Ultimately doesn't get the call. Ball just a little bit out, about half a ball length. It was a very hard, very powerful swing, though. If we can see her keep that ball in bounds, it's going to be hard to pick up.
Another scary setup here for Coast Guard as Kelsey Tangle has re-entered the game. Going to be Tursky playing as that secondary hitter. Ryan on the attack, but looks like Tursky can do a little bit of everything, picking up the block there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say this is a little bit of a scary rotation. I think this might arguably be their favorite, if not their favorite being when you have both Tursky and Dake in the front row.
Scary for Tufts, yeah.
Oh, scary for Tufts indeed. They're not reading Tursky as the threat that she is proving herself to be.
Zedrick with the underhand setup. Dessler with the back attack. France this time looking for Tursky again. And it's Thanksgiving, Jordan, because we're just serving up Tursky left and right here in this game.
Oh, yes, we are, sir. Ball comes over. Stephanie Lee thinking it might have gone out. She pulls back her hands at the very last moment, and it falls in bounds. One of the lower advantages that you have as a shorter player in the game. Usually we see a lot of great defensive plays out of her, but everyone makes mistakes.
And Cora Thompson knows that this is a position that Tufts can maybe start to lose control when they have Tursky serving as a secondary attacker alongside Dake. So she's going to call a quick timeout. Doesn't want the run to go any farther than this. Going to try and ice the server here again.
Something that I'm noticing in this timeout is that Cora Thompson is not with the group right now. It looks like this is a player's timeout. She's going to let them talk it over themselves, give them a little break, recover, catch your breath, and then they're going to go in. If I'm the Jumbos right here, I'm thinking of some sort of a special play to do to give yourself the ball back, put the momentum back in your court, come out of the timeout by winning the point.
Some slight adversity here for this Tufts Jumbos, who have 3 games this weekend, Jordan. And with the sort of struggles that they've had so far in this later half of the season so far, they've gone 3-4 in their past 7, lost a couple of heartbreaking 5-set matches. And this is a real test for them, going up against first Coast Guard and then Trinity from Connecticut, and then the 3rd rank in the nation, Trinity from Texas, will really serve as that litmus test to see where this Jumbo team actually stands as we head into the later half.
Yeah, for the Jumbos to come away with a pretty convincing win here, 3-1, I think would be a very nice statement for how this weekend is going to go. Again, they have 3 matches this week. This is sort of the medium difficulty one, Trinity Connecticut being the easy, Trinity Texas being the hard one for sure. If they can come away with this win, I think it is going to be very, very likely that they end at the worst 2-3 this weekend.
Make sure to check all the action here on the JumboCast YouTube channel. Also have football going on at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Re-entering this 4th set, It's Kate Dessler, this time on the right side, and Dake was not able to get it up. Another point going over to Tufts.
And that is the sort of trick play that I expected to come out with here. They've mostly been setting that right side when it is one of their right side hitters there, but being Kate Dessler, you can kind of just give her the ball and she'll go up and do what she pleases with it.
Jumbo's up again by 4. Kate Dessler on the serve. Galdamez with the receive. They're going to look for Atkinson in the middle. Can Lee get it over? Just barely misses. Finds his mark out of bounds. Coast Guard regain control, get the serve back.
That was just a misread by Dessler there. She's looking down the line. The ball looked like it could have gone in, could have gone out, and she did the better play here, which is don't let it fall and be in bounds. Try and get a touch on it. She just decided to do that a little bit too late. Ball couldn't get up high enough in time.
Lauren Hatfield back to serve. Still have Tangle in the game, so looks like Tursky will still be on the offensive here. Zedrick looking for Jen Ryan. This time a light touch, but a nice recovery there by Atkinson. Looking for Dake with the strong hit, but Stephanie Lee is in the right spot. Dessler going for the attack, and nobody was able to pick that one up.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion there on the side of Coast Guard. They have the ball going right between their setter and the defensive player there. The setter does not want to take it. The defensive player thinks it's a little bit too far out of her way. Coast Guard, a little bit of misconfusion, loses them the point and puts the Jumbos up by now 3 as they're 6 points away from claiming the win in this game.
Stephanie Lee with a service error there. I don't see too much of that out of her. Generally a very solid server for the Jumbos team. Has 35 service aces on the year. But instead the other libero, Kayla France, is back to serve. Zedrick looking for Jen Ryan. Strong hit picked up by Hatfield. Nice recovery there, and it's going to be France who sends the ball over. Ryan picking the ball up. Zedrick fast attack to Legree, a bit of a missed time. Tufts will get another opportunity. Going to Ryan again. Nice attack. Picked almost touched up there by Tursky, but it just sails out of bounds.
With the way that Jennifer Ryan is playing right now, you got to keep feeding her the ball. She's having just hard hit after hard hit after hard hit. While not all of them are going down, they're doing exactly what happened there, where they're hitting off of the block and they're finding them the point. Tursky trying to pick it up, but she could not.
As Tufts returns to their opening position, opening rotation to start here with Maddie Yu on the serve. It'll once again be Mark Thomas calling a timeout here for the Bears, as Tufts is now 5 points away from securing this matchup here against Coast Guard.
Yeah, and the Jumbos are in one of their better positions here. As you said, Maddie Yu coming into the game means Riley Farragher is also coming into the game. She's playing very well today. We expect her to be one of the forces that are going to give Tufts these final 5 points to win the game.
Kate Dessler with 15 kills leads all players here. We've said it was a relatively well-rounded attack for Tufts to start off, but looks like they're leaning more and more towards Dessler as this matchup progresses. On the other side, Amanda Dake with 13 kills, followed by Tursky with 9.
Yeah, if I just saw that stat sheet correctly, we are seeing Dake with 13, Tursky with 9. They're very close to double digits, but we have 4 members of the Jumbos within, I think, 3 of hitting double-digit kills here, as Jennifer Ryan has 9, Riley Farragher has 8, and Grace Legree has 7.
On the other side, Noelle Tursky is almost at a triple-double here. 9 kills, 20 assists, and 14 digs. That's not a stat line you see every day, Jordan.
No, she really is a well-rounded player here, and if she gets that kill, we will be sure to acknowledge that she has hit a triple-double here.
Maddie Yu on the serve, looking to secure the win for the Tufts Jumbos. Dake on the receive, this time looking for Hatfield on the backside, but Yu was not able to dig it up. Point going over to Coast Guard, find themselves within 3.
I think that might have been the first time today that we have seen a back row attack net a point. We've seen a bunch of back row attacks here coming mostly from Kate Dessler and Amanda Dake on opposing sides of the net. But to see Hatfield come in and get one is a very nice sight to see as Tursky goes back to serve.
Tangle has subbed out as Tursky heads back to the back row. Dessler with the receive. Maddie Yu looking to serve up Christine Audette, this time from the right side. And Dake was not able to block that fully, and Tufts is now 4 points away from securing the win.
And that is just the pin hitters of Tufts being able to do practically whatever they would like. Outside, right side, quick tempo, slow tempo. All of them have the capability to put the ball down, as Christine Audette did right there.
Coast Guard looking to save their game here, and that's going to be how they do it. Amanda Dake with the kill.
It was a great shot by Amanda Dake, put right between Kate Dessler and Stephanie Lee. Dessler pulling off at the last second, Lee thinking she was going to go for it. A little bit of miscommunication. They have to decide to commit or do not commit to that ball. I think they'd rather have 2 than 0 and get a chance at the point.
This fourth set looking to go down to the wire. Lee on the receive from a nice serve from Amanda Dake, and that's going to be Mary Sweet with a nice hit over, and Tufts were not able to recover.
The pass there to Maddie Yu came out a little hard. She didn't quite know what to do with it. I think if she put that a little bit higher, gave Grace Legree a little bit more time to come around for it, could have been a little bit better. And that is barely touched by Kate Dessler, which is a tip and an ace to Amanda Dake, as they are now only down 1 as we go into a timeout called by the Tufts Jumbos.
Cora Thompson is not having it here, wants to secure this victory for her team. And it's a bit closer than they might have liked here, Jordan. Very similar position as we see in the first set. And in that one, it required a bit of a late timeout there by Thompson to settle the team, and eventually led to a Tufts victory, 25-23.
What I think we're seeing here is that each set has had a practically defining feature. In the first set, it was the Tufts offense coming out and being able to get points while the defense lacked a little bit. In the second set, it was the serves finding holes everywhere, netting them a massive 10-point lead to start off the game. The third set, they came out with a little bit more confidence. They started some of their other players that weren't playing in the first 2 sets. They kept it close, but they didn't end up losing that set. And they're coming back here with a little bit of all of the pieces. I think they just need to embrace one of those 2 factors that have been working well for them, the great serves or the very strong offense, if they want to close out this 4 points from winning.
Looked like it was running a bit out of hand here for the Bears, but they have made their way back within this game off of the serve of Amanda Dake. And with this, Coast Guard is going to look to tie the score. Audette on the receive, finds Maddie Yu straight up to Kate Dessler. They're tried and true to find the kill for Tufts.
And there is the point. Looked like they called the ball down. I thought it might have hit off of Kayla France's foot. Regardless as to whether or not it did, that would not have been viable, as the second contact was the ball being catched. So, the ball being caught. A little bit of confusion here. I think they were questioning whether or not the ball had hit her foot or not, as we see Grace Legree come back to serve.
Galdamez with the receive. Tursky to Galdamez again, and not able to be recovered is Grace Legree. Once again in that middle blocker position. Defense not necessarily her specialty on the serve. So the point goes right back to Coast Guard, now looking to try to tie the score up with Mary Sweet on the serve this time.
We'll see how that goes for them. Tufts 3 away from the win here.
Maddie Yu looking at Dessler. Nice recovery by Dake. Tursky looking for Galdamez. Whistle blown. I believe a net was hit. Point goes over to the Jumbos. It's 23-21.
And we are now 2 points away from a win in favor of the Tufts Jumbos here, as we see Jennifer Ryan and Ariel Zedrick come back into the game. Zedrick going back to serve, Ryan in to play the right side. We expect this to be the rotation they would like to end on. Get a point here, 1 more, and that'll be that.
Let's see if they can do it. Galdamez to Tursky, back to Galdamez, whistle blown. Tufts is at match point.
Double touch there. That puts them 1 point away from the win. Zedrick just needs to deliver a good serve, put it in the hands of Coast Guard to get the ball back over, and then her being the setter, it is her offense, her choice to choose how they want to get this point.
Tufts looking to avoid that 5th set that they have not done so well in so far this year. Dake on the receive. Looking for Tursky, finds Atkinson, who will recover it after the partial block by Jen Ryan. Dake goes over. Zedrick looking for Kate Dessler. Whistle blows. Point.
Outside of the antenna, point for Coast Guard.
We've seen that a lot in this set, Jordan, for sure.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. We've just seen it happen mostly as a result of the set being pushed a little bit too far out from where the hitters would like it to be. Usually we see Dessler take that ball inside. She tries to hit it cross court, but the Jumbos still on match point.
Coast Guard back in their death lineup. They have Tangle back to serve. Tursky and Dake at the ready for the attack. Kate Dessler hits the net. Coast Guard within 1 of the deuce.
If Coast Guard wins this point, we will play into extra points. Remember, win by 2 being the rule here. As we see Tursky in the front row, she is the primary hitting option here to get Coast Guard this point. I expect the ball to go towards Jen Ryan here to try and change things up.
Tangle on the serve. Dessler the receive. Zedrick up. Dessler down. And that's the game. Kate Dessler secures the victory for the Tufts Jumbos as they win against Coast Guard 3-1. A great victory all around by the Tufts Jumbos. Faced a bit of adversity early on in that 3rd set. But at the end of the day, it's Kate Dessler putting the team on her back, as we've seen time and time again. 17 kills on the night. And Tufts will take that victory, will take their first victory of the weekend. They have 2 more to play against Trinity from Connecticut and Trinity from Texas. They're going to look to try and regain some of that, try to put back some of that momentum, have more of a positive swing towards the second half of this season. Great victory overall from the Jumbos. And for Coast Guard, this is a performance that you can be happy with. You played 3 sets very, very closely, even able to take one. If it wasn't for that slight mistake a little bit earlier on, might have been a bit of a different story here for the Bears. But instead, it's the Tufts Jumbos taking the victory here in this game. Reminder to tune in tomorrow as we have a triple header here on JumboCast. We have football at 1 p.m. and we have a doubleheader for volleyball going for, as we said earlier, those 2 Trinity squads. Tufts improves to 10-4 on the season, and it looks like Coast Guard falls to 12-5. Very nice play coming out from both of these teams. You are awaiting an interview from one of the players here, but we'd like to thank you before that for coming along here and joining us here on Tufts JumboCast. Thank you to Team Impact for having a very spectacular event. Once again, happy birthday to Bella Padilla, the member here for Team Impact. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, interview Jordan Burke.
As a yes, you guys can.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Jumbo Dome as Tufts University took a 3-1 victory over the Coast Guard Bears. And what a great performance from everybody all around on the Jumbos. Once again, congratulations to Ariel Zedrick hitting 1,000 assists in her collegiate career. Ended with 25 assists on the day. Some other notable stat lines: 20 digs out of Christine Audette to match those 6 kills. Stephanie Lee with 25 digs as well. Kate Dessler, as we mentioned before, with those 17 kills. So very well-rounded attack for the Jumbos so far. And a reminder for the rest of everybody here on JumboCast to remember to stay tuned for tomorrow. We've got 3 games as mentioned before. We've got football against Bates at 1 p.m. We got Sam Brill on the call for that. And Jordan will be back to cover volleyball at 1 p.m. as Tufts takes on the Trinity Bantams out of Connecticut. And later it'll be me and Jordan at 4 p.m. taking on Tufts versus the Trinity Tigers here from Texas. We're standing by for an interview at the moment. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for being with us here for this broadcast. It was a fun match to call, fun match to watch. And we are just waiting a little bit longer for the interview to be set up. Apologize for the slight delay, but hopefully things will get sorted out shortly. And here we go. Headed onto the floor is our very own Jordan Burke alongside middle blocker Grace Legree.
Thank you, Andrew. I am Jordan Burke, joined here by Grace Legree, number 6 of the Tufts Jumbos women's volleyball team. Grace, we saw you guys go up 2-0, and then in that third set, it was looking very close, and ultimately you guys lost it. What did you change between the third set and the fourth set, which you ultimately won?
Yeah, thank you. I think we definitely dropped energy a little bit in that third set, like you said, but we just focused on playing the next point each time, and we were able to bring it back in the fourth set, staying in system and keeping our offense and defense strong. But, yeah.
Excellent. Great mentality gets you victories. Follow-up question. What does Bella Padilla mean to your team?
Bella, we love her. She's so sweet. I mean, it's so awesome that we were able to connect with her like that. And obviously after COVID, she wasn't able to come so much, but it's great to have her back in the gym. Yeah, we love Bella.
Fantastic. Final question, Grace. You guys have 2 matches tomorrow, one against Trinity, Connecticut, and one against Trinity, Texas, rated number 3 across the nation. What is your guys' mentality and ideas going into this follow-up game, this follow-up series?
Yeah, we're just excited for the good competition. It'll be tiring definitely having 3 games back-to-back today and tomorrow, but we're excited for the competition and just to play hard and have fun.
Fantastic. I wish you guys the best of luck in your games tomorrow. Grace, thank you for the interview.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jordan, and thank you, Jordan, and thank you, Grace. And that's a wrap for us here at Tufts JumboCast. Once again, the Tufts Jumbos taking down the Coast Guard Bears by a score of 3-1. And we would like to thank you once again for tuning in, staying with us here throughout this entire broadcast. We will see you tomorrow for football and volleyball. Have a nice night.